Where do dreams come from? You live two lives, an outer life of actions and an inner hidden life of emotions and thoughts. These inner and outer parts of you are meditated by the psyche, which in the context of dreams is defined here as your total interactions between your mind, your body, and for believers, your soul. As you go about your day, you carry out your roles as a parent, sibling, friend, student, doctor, bus driver, teacher, social worker, etc. Each role defines what you do, but does not define who and what you are. While engulfed in daily routines, your mind conducts a silent, ongoing, and internal dialogue as it matches up your immediate experience with what you think and feel. These inner to outer matchups may leave you feeling conflicted or feeling at peace. So many matchups get tacked on to your silent background bulletin board that these memories of your daily experience pile up, and like a stack of papers, they will eventually need to be sorted and filed. So much of your experience takes place during this silent inner dialogue because this inner dialogue is a private conversation with yourself. 90% of what you think and feel remains unshared, even with your best friend or spouse. The part of you that does fully share in your inner conversation is the psyche. As your total inner self, the psyche blends your inner and outer lives and is the process that defines you as you. As you silent, as your silent autopilot, the psyche is the I and me that is aware of all your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It acts as your main interface between yourself and the world and acts as the best friend who has your interest at heart. The psyche represents the distilled thoughts and feelings that you arrive at after sorting out all the inner chatter. Some call it the inner voice. It is the traffic cop that filters what goes in and out of your brain, and the administrator that later sorts and files your daily input of matchups between inner and outer lives. The psyche is composed of mind, logic, and intellect. The awake conscious part of you that steers your daily activity. The unconscious and unaware part of you that bubbles with hidden urges, concerns, thoughts, and feelings. The ideals, goals, and standards that comprise the inner rules by which you live your life. And when mobilized to do so, the psyche can connect you to your soul and act as a gateway to the divine. Whether you are caught up in work or play, most folks are constantly on the go and have little time to sort out what each day throws at them. With little time to think at the end of a long day, what happens to the overload of problems and concerns that you posted on your inner bulletin board? Once you fall asleep, the mind turns on an automatic housekeeping button to filter and prioritize the day's events, feelings, and reactions. The mind now needs to handle the pile up inner to outer matchups from your day's experiences. The psyche kicks into gear and begins to review the leftover concerns, which Freud originally named day residues. Esteemed dream pioneer Dr. Montage Allman highlighted such day residues as the seeds of a dream in his many books on dream interpretation. However, neither Freud or Ullman explain how a dream actually unfolds. Stay tuned. Based on a lifetime of observation, this is how we see that a dream is born. The psyche's nightly review goes something like this. Like a high speed computer, the psyche scans how the day's activities, thoughts, feelings, and observations match up. It compares your new experiences to your similar past experiences. The psyche further observes how these new observations stack up against your goals, ideals, hopes, and wishes during the first pass. The mind creates two piles: one, the completed pile, and two, the still needs attention pile. The psyche first addressed the actions, thoughts, and feelings that were adequately handled and completed during the day. The items that have no emotional leftovers or loose ends are stored in memory. This is the equivalent of filing a stack of papers that no longer need your attention. During the first scan, the completed pile was filed. During a second, more detailed scan, the psyche tackles the still needs attention list to unresolved thoughts, feelings, actions, and decisions that were triggered by the day's events. As if the mind were a high speed computer, the psyche prioritizes your issues and flags the questions, unfulfilled desires, and problems that require your attention. It also compares unresolved issues against your current and past experience. The end result is a set of conclusions and suggestions about what could be done to resolve those issues, conclusions that the mind now needs to transmit back to you. After evaluating your ongoing concerns, the psyche cranks out a report to summarize whatever may have escaped your attention as gleaned from the previous day's bulletin board notes. This report from the psyche may offer you a fresh perspective, a new insight, or a suggestion to get further information about a half processed topic. As you sleep, this mini report is relayed to you in the form of a visual memo about your unresolved feelings, concerns, and decisions. You heard it first. The mini report is otherwise known as a dream. A dream memo from the psyche can include one or more of the following topics: an overview of unresolved feelings or issues, past influences or reactions that are relevant to a current issue, current unnoticed factors that affect a topic, feelings with which you may not be in touch, an invitation to change your perspective or a goal, advice on how to deal with an issue, general or specific insights into a problem or concern. Physiological effects on the body while you dream. The brain is as active while you dream as it is when you are awake. The body may show physiological signs when you are dreaming, such as rapid, irregular, or shallow breathing, an increase in heart rate, or rise in blood pressure. A little known fact is that when you dream, the large body muscles, like in your arms and legs, become immobile as a temporary state of paralysis. Though walking and dreaming are separate states of awareness, their boundaries are not always distinct, and there can be a few rare moments of brief overlap. If you accidentally wake up at the end of a dream but are not yet quite awake, which can happen during an intense or scary dream, the effect can be startling. Your mind may still be partly lodged in the dream and yet partially awake. You may notice that you can't move, an experience people often cite with trepidation. Not being able to move during a dream is normal. The paralysis vanishes when the dream ends or as you fully awaken. This is simply an overlap experience between waking and dreaming. A common misconception is that people sleepwalk because they are acting out a dream. Not so, because your arms and legs do not move while dreaming. You cannot physically act out your dreams. People who sleepwalk are not actually dreaming, even though they may report vivid images. Sleepwalking is a type of sleep disorder that most often occurs during deep sleep, which is stage 3, the deepest phase of sleep. If you lose or reduce your dream time for even one night due to a lack of sleep, the next time you sleep, you will experience extra dreaming time until you catch up. This bounce back effect restores the missed dream time, an effect that highlights the importance of dreaming as a built in physiological mechanism.